luxury, technology, and performance you can afford.
You're watching 8 News Now at 6.
A case that started as a misdemeanor traffic citation in Boulder City has erupted into a challenge to the First Amendment, and for now, it appears the First Amendment won.
A district court judge in Las Vegas actually overturned a gag order that has been issued by a Boulder City judge who wanted to stifle criticism of how the legal system was functioning. Team's George Knapp is here now with the story tonight.
I'll tell you, in Boulder City, it seems like the same themes keep popping up again and again over time. Once again, a private citizen has staged his own peaceful protest, and when his attorney found indications of police misconduct, the attorney was ordered to keep quiet. As we've often seen in Boulder City, this incident led to an intersection of politics and religion.
I am a true believer in the LDS faith, but as a true believer, I'm looking at this and saying, how is this appropriate?
Feisty attorney Stephen Stubbs has been both a defender and a critic of Boulder City's predominantly Mormon government over the years. He now finds himself a pariah.
But I have friends for decades that have sent me texts saying that they're no longer want to associate with me at all. And they're upset with me.
The fracas started in 2016 at this spot on Boulder City's main drag. Police obtained federal funds to conduct a sting operation, one designed to ticket motorists who failed to stop for pedestrians at this crosswalk on Nevada Way. A police operative in an orange shirt walked back and forth across the road. There were problems from the start.
He is walking extremely slow. So he's walking into the crosswalk probably at a fifth of the speed that any normal person would walk. Then he's stopping halfway and he's raising his hand.
Motorists who didn't stop were chased and ticketed. One of them was a Boulder City local named John Hunt, but after being cited, he returned to the scene of the ongoing sting and began a one-man protest by doing the same thing the decoy was doing. After Hunt crossed the street 3 times in just over a minute, Police Sergeant John Glenn whipped into action.
Come here. Come here.
Within minutes, other officers converged, and the pedestrian protester was taken down, then taken to jail.
Am I being detained? Yeah, arrested.
The arrest report alleged that Hunt caused a vehicle to slam on its brakes and skid to a stop, but dash cam videos show it never happened, so City Attorney Dave Olson dropped the charges. But when Stubbs filed a civil rights lawsuit a year later, the city reinstated the charges and tacked on a few more. This time, the prosecutor was the new city attorney, Steve Morris, who also happens to be the LDS stake president for Boulder City. That is, the spiritual leader for all the town's Mormons, including the judge.
He's the boss. That is the best way to say it. He is the boss, with authority from God to speak for the people within Boulder City.
Including the courtroom.
Including the courtroom.
Prosecutor Morris argued it was morally wrong to accuse the police of improprieties. The judge agreed. Afterwards, Stubbs complained on his personal Facebook page that Morris had a conflict. Judge Miller saw the post and then issued a gag order, which prohibited Stubbs and his client from saying anything critical of the city attorney.
And I was shocked. And I asked the judge to put it in writing, and he said he would.
Stubbs appealed on constitutional grounds. District Judge Susan Johnson ruled the gag order violated Stubbs' First Amendment rights. It's a win for Stubbs, but he knows he can never take another case in front of Boulder City's only judge.
And when people call me and ask me to represent them in Boulder City, I explain to them that I'm sorry, but it's not in your best interest.
You do a lot of business out there.
I did. This is a huge financial hit for me.
Judge Miller, who has served as the town's municipal judge since 1984 and also its justice of the peace since 1994, is running for another 6-year term. After his gag order was overturned by Judge Johnson, he recused himself from this case of the crosswalk protester. The federal lawsuit filed by Stephen Stubbs is ongoing. We have additional materials on this case posted on our website.
So, George, you talked about this alleged police misconduct. It's alleged in this federal lawsuit. What's at the core of that?
Well, there were multiple police dash cams at the scene of this and recorded the arrest of this guy. But when the Boulder City Police Department submitted its video and audio, there was material that was taken out of that was recorded on the other. So they're thinking somebody edited this thing. It's an issue to be argued in court.
And to be followed by
Yes,
George Knapp.
yes, it is.
All of this on LasVegasNow.com as well. Thanks, George.